Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever doubted yourselves? How many of you have faced a situation where the odds were stacked against you and people around you didn't believe you could succeed? Well, I'll tell you this, you're not alone. In fact, I believe it's one of the most common challenges we all face. You see, self-belief doesn't always come easily. In the face of adversity, when the world doubts us or when those closest to us question our choices, it can feel like a massive burden. But here's the truth. Self-belief is the foundation of achievement. Without it, you won't get far. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to? If you don't have faith in your abilities, how can you accomplish anything significant in life? I'll share a story with you, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by 12 different publishers. 12. Let that sink in. The person who went on to become one of the richest authors in the world, who created a franchise worth billions, was told that her ideas were not good enough. And yet she believed in herself. Rowling didn't stop. She didn't give in to the voices of doubt around her. She didn't quit just because other people couldn't see the magic in her ideas. She persisted because she knew deep down that her story was worth sharing. And that's the key. Self-belief is not dependent on external validation. It's not about what others think of you or whether they believe in your potential. It's about your own conviction in your abilities, your dreams, and your path. As long as you keep going, regardless of what others say, you'll find a way to succeed. Now, I'm sure many of you have been in situations where people questioned your decisions. Maybe they told you that your dreams were too big, too unrealistic. But when you believe in yourself, those doubts don't matter. They just become noise. Think about Elon Musk for a moment, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, two of the most innovative companies in the world. Do you think he had an easy journey? Do you think everyone believed in his ideas from the start? Absolutely not. In fact, people doubted him every step of the way. When he started SpaceX, he faced multiple rocket failures and people were quick to ridicule him. But he didn't listen to the critics. He believed in his vision of making space travel affordable and accessible. And today, SpaceX is leading the way in aerospace technology. So why do we let others' opinions matter so much? Why do we allow the doubts and negativity of others to stop us from pursuing our dreams? The answer is simple. Because we haven't yet developed the deep, unwavering belief in ourselves. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. It's easy to say, but how do I actually start believing in myself when no one else does? Let's be real. Self-belief is not something that happens overnight. It's not a magic switch that you can flip. It's a process, a journey of strengthening your mind and trusting yourself. Building self-belief starts with taking small, consistent steps toward your goals, even when the world doesn't think you can do it. The more you prove to yourself that you are capable, the stronger your self-belief becomes. A perfect example of this is Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time. But did you know that he didn't make his high school basketball team? Can you imagine that? The greatest basketball player in history was once deemed not good enough. But instead of giving up, Jordan used that setback as motivation. He worked harder, practiced more, and focused on improving his skills. His belief in himself grew stronger with each challenge he faced. And when he finally made it to the NBA, he didn't stop. He kept pushing himself, and eventually he achieved greatness. So how can you apply this in your own life? Start small. Set achievable goals, no matter how minor they may seem. Maybe it's learning a new skill or tackling a project you've been putting off. As you achieve these small wins, you'll start to build your confidence and, most importantly, your belief in your abilities. Another key to developing self-belief is surrounding yourself with the right people. It's easy to be discouraged when everyone around you is skeptical or negative. But if you want to build self-belief, you need to find people who support and uplift you. People who will remind you of your worth even when you forget it yourself. Steve Jobs is another powerful example of this. Early in his career, he was fired from Apple, the company he founded. Can you imagine that? The man who revolutionized technology was shown the door by the very company he created. But instead of letting that define him, Jobs used that rejection as fuel. He went on to create Pixar, which eventually led to his return to Apple, where he launched the most successful product line the world has ever seen. Jobs knew that his self-belief wasn't tied to his job title or the opinions of others. It was rooted in his vision, his passion, and his unwavering conviction in what he could achieve. And this is exactly what we need to understand. Self-belief is about trusting your own abilities and not being dependent on the approval of others. Now that we've talked about how to start building self-belief and how to start belief and how to stay resilient in the face of doubt, let's focus on how to make self-belief a consistent part of your life. It's not enough to believe in yourself just once. You need to reaffirm that belief every single day. One powerful way to do this is through affirmations, positive statements that you repeat to yourself daily. Think about it. When you repeat positive affirmations, your mind starts to believe them. And once your mind believes them, your actions follow. You start making decisions that align with your belief in yourself, which sets you on the path to achieving your goals. I'll give you a real-life example. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential women in the world, grew up in a difficult environment. She faced poverty, abuse, and discrimination. But she always believed in herself, even when the world tried to tell her she wasn't good enough. Oprah's belief in herself was the driving force behind her rise from a troubled childhood to becoming a media mogul. And today, Oprah teaches us the power of affirmations. She often shares that her success was built on her ability to tell herself she was worthy of greatness and that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. Building self-belief also means embracing your uniqueness. Every person has a unique set of talents, skills, and experiences that make them who they are. When you believe in yourself, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop measuring your worth based on someone else's journey. Instead, you embrace who you are and trust that you are enough. I'll leave you with this. Your self-belief is the foundation of your future. When you believe in yourself, everything becomes possible. It doesn't matter if no one else believes in you. As long as you have that unwavering belief, you can accomplish anything. Absolutely. Here's the final part of the speech on believing in yourself when no one else does, tying everything together and leaving the audience empowered. So here we are, full circle. We began this journey by acknowledging that most of us, at some point in our lives, have faced that cold, heavy moment when no one believed in us. Maybe it was our family. Maybe it was our friends, teachers, bosses, or maybe it was everyone at once. But through every story I've shared, Oprah, J.K., Rowling, Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, there's one golden thread that ties it all together. They believed in themselves first. And here's what I want you to understand. You are not waiting for permission to be great. You are not waiting for applause or a cheerleader or even a helping hand. The moment you decide to trust yourself, that's the moment your life begins to change. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, people will laugh. Some will walk away. Some will doubt you not because you're incapable, but because your vision makes them uncomfortable. It challenges what they believe is possible. But if you stay rooted in your truth, if you tell yourself every day, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough, then I promise you the tide will turn. Think of Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb. Do you know how many times he failed before he got it right? Over 1,000 times. When a reporter once asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he said, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that won't work. That's what self-belief sounds like. It sounds like resilience, like persistence, like an unshakable refusal to give up. And guess what? You don't need to be famous or rich to build that mindset. You just need to start with one small step, one decision, one moment of courage. It could be applying for that opportunity even if you don't feel ready. Starting that business even if everyone says it's risky. Speaking up even if your voice shakes. Going left when the world insists you go right. Let me tell you a story from a much closer place, my own life. I remember sitting in my room one night, completely lost, rejected from opportunities, misunderstood by people I cared about, and unsure of who I was becoming. The world didn't believe in me. But somehow deep inside, a small voice said, try again. One more step. That one step turned into two, and two became 10. And before I knew it, I was on a path I could never have imagined. But it all started with that whisper of self-belief. So let this be your turning point. Let this be the day you stop waiting for someone else to validate you. You are your own proof. You are the evidence. You are the power. And when the world tells you you can't, you look them in the eye and say, watch me. Because in the end, your belief in yourself isn't just the foundation of your success, it is your superpower. Thank you. Now go be unstoppable.